Oh, new day with the new press action. How are you all? Audio check first. Let me know that you guys can hear me. It's little bit earlier. I think 1 minute earlier than 8 a.m. New York local time. But let me know that you can hear me. I will go for further deep price action. Check. Do we have any news? At 8:30 we have unemployment. At 9 we have the news as well. Then 10 we have news. Oh man. Until then we have news, so it's good to see we have a lot of news. But let me know that you guys can hear me. It is very important, and I'm also struggling with my audio. Oh, every day I'm telling you the same thing. You guys are getting bored, I know. Okay. Okay. Oh, beautifully it is working over here. There is a small gap over there. Okay. Can you guys hear me or not? Okay, just let me know. I mean, write down something. It's okay or something like that. Anything. Okay, just write it down. Voice is good. Voice is good. Okay. Thank you all. I will go to the price action, but before that I really would like to talk something about yesterday. I mean, after that I will talk about breaker, then I will go for the price action, and I will give you the thing. Actually, I mean, I won't describe everything. I will just tell you the basic thing. Okay, so just let me mark the liquidity first, then I will talk. So that was the sell side liquidity from the beginning of yesterday's session. If you remember or not, I, I really don't know. At 9:30, this is the run from 9:30. So this run is from 9:30. Okay, and we were actually expecting price will be stay inside the Friday range or the Thursday range. That was our expectation from the beginning. So when price went above, we are doing nothing. We are just watching the price. This is the candle from 9:51, and then we got this setup. I talked about the setup yesterday. So if you take this setup, it's good. If you take this setup, it's also good. If you take this one, whatever you take, that was your run, and you knew that price will come here to take the sell side liquidity. So just think, you have taken this entry, any of here, anyone from here. Okay, just take a entry over there, and maybe you closed your trade over there. What will you do rest of the day? I mean, the whole price action over here, what will you do? You will do nothing. Be careful about this. You see, ICT took this entry. He I mean he exit from his entry from here. That was his entry. After that whole price action, he did nothing. Why? You will understand when you will start the live money. But if you can remember this advice from your brother, I am telling you, as I am your brother. Okay, so if you just remember this advice, that if you ever take a winning trade, please don't go into the market. Never ever, just don't go. If you take a loss over here, try to take another entry to mitigate your loss. If you take $100 loss from here, you will take another entry to mitigate your $100, not $101, just $100. You mitigate your loss, just close the chart. Don't do anything. Yeah, you can read the price, you can do the paper trade, you can do anything else, but don't ever trade your live money if you have already the winning trade. If you can follow this thing, you will be benefited. Okay, so if any of you didn't take this entry, where was the second entry? After one, I mean, this is the PM session from here. Okay, so this is the PM session. I explained this entry yesterday. So if any of you missed this entry, maybe you didn't take the entry because the stop loss was too far. So you have to take this one. This was the setup, next setup. Why you will take buy from here? Because you know this is a range bound day today, and we saw price actually went above the high of Thursday and Friday, both of them. Okay, then it went lower, it has taken the sell side liquidity. This was the sell side liquidity, there is no other sell side liquidity. So when you have seen it has taken the sell side liquidity, you will expect, okay, it will come back again into the range. Where is the range? Thursday high, Thursday low. you are not expecting it will go low and take the sell side liquidity. Why? Because it has already taken the buy side liquidity, it has to be inside the range. That's why that is your narrative. After sell, that is your narrative. Okay, so you should take the buy over here. I mean, there is very clean buy side liquidity over here. When you will see this type of buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity, you are allowed to take the entry. If you don't see any kind of buy side or sell side liquidity, you are not allowed to take the entry. Okay, so that was your buy side liquidity. You see, every high is very equal. That is your buy side liquidity. You will take your entry over there. I shown you how to take this one. Okay, now I have shown you the last moment. Okay, last moment I have shown you this entry. Will you take this entry or not? I will just talk about this, then I will go for the breaker. Okay, that was the breakaway gap. Anybody, anyone has any kind of confusion about this breakaway gap? I don't think so. And why I am I'm trying to take this entry for sell? Why I was confident that it will take and clear the sell side liquidity, this sell side liquidity. Okay, this low and that low, this low was very equal. That was the sell side liquidity. I was confident that market will go lower. I am stopped out. That is another thing. Okay, because I saw prices over here, it is going to take this high again. I really don't want to see this. I mean, this high has taken already. I mean, it has already taken the Friday high and Thursday high. This high has taken Friday high and Thursday high. So it has done the job. It has already went outside of the range. Why I was telling you to look for the Thursday range, because I saw Friday range was inside the Thursday range. I was pretty much sure that market will go outside of the Friday range, but I really didn't expect it will go higher than Thursday. But it is what it is. It went higher than Thursday range. So this time it shouldn't go above the range again, and this was the last hour. Okay, so when I saw this last hour, I was sure that market will go lower. And this breakaway gap, it has used this breakaway gap as inversion fair value gap, and then it went lower. Now, will you take this entry? No, you are not allowed to take this entry. Why? Because you had already two chances. Over here, there was clean buy side liquidity, and over here, there was your very clean sell side liquidity. Okay, when you have got two chances to take entry and you missed both of them, here if you force the market to take the entry, you will be stopped out. How did you how did you be stopped out where it never went above? But trust me, this time it worked. Most of the time it doesn't work. To be honest, brother, it doesn't work. It will be chopped up over here. You will be chopped up. I mean, your buy side will be maybe taken. Wherever you will put your stop loss, you will be stopped out. Most of the time you will see that, because market has already given you two times clearing the liquidity from Monday. Now in Monday it is possible to trade depending on 1 minute. You don't need to go above time frame, because you know the narrative from Monday, it is range bound. That's why you can take the entry depending on your 1 minute analysis. Okay, sometimes some of you guys, some guys will tell you, you don't need high time frame analysis or something, you can just take entry depending on the 1 minute chart. Even I have posted I mean I have also posted how to track entry depending on 1 minute chart. How do I actually make sure that I can do my analysis in 1 minute chart and then I can take my entry? Because I know this is Monday and price will be range bound. That's why I can just easily mark the buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. I can take the entry. Okay, you have to understand the thing. It is very important. So never ever believe anyone. If anyone tell you, even me, if I tell you, brother, you can take entry depending on 1 minute chart, it is not true. Yeah, it is true if it is in Monday and you know how it will work. If after that it is possible to take entry depending on 1 minute chart. Okay, so this entry you are not allowed to take. Now if you remember, when I saw this, it has broken above, I was telling you that market will go higher, because this has broken above the consequent encroachment. Though I was expecting market will go lower, but it was telling me that market will go higher. Look what price did. It came here, it went higher. Okay, so do you guys understand how a single candle close from 1 minute chart above the consequent encroachment can determine that market will go in the way you are not expecting? we all were expecting market will go low, but look over here why it went above there, because before this price action market has already told us I'm trying to go higher, brother, maybe a little high, but I will go high. This is the price action. You have to understand this price action. Look over here what it was telling. It was telling, I don't want to go higher, I would like to go lower. Now it tried to go low below the opening gap, but see nobody closed below the consequent, I mean the low of the new day opening gap. Over here look, it's just a week. When it closed above the week, you are not sure which way price will go. Still now it doesn't tell you that I will go higher, it doesn't tell you I would like to go lower. Then this candle, when it has closed above the consequent encroachment, if you remember, I took a buy over there and I stopped out over here because I put my stop loss somewhere here, I don't remember actually. But when I have seen this one, I was pretty much sure that market will go higher, maybe little bit. Overall, I am wanting that market will go lower, but it will give me a high run. So I actually stopped out over it there, but there is some other reason, there should be some kind of fair value gap or some kind of setup entry. Everything else that is different. I'm just telling you about the price. What price I was telling you over there. So until now, is it clear or not? Okay, just let me know. Then I will go for the breaker block. Next step. So ready and waiting. Okay, Ronald. I have already started my journey. Hey, Mystic, how are you, brother? All good. Thank you, Rahul. Uh, good afternoon, Martin. How are you? Let me know. Gautam. Good morning. Good evening, brother. Here in Bangladesh, it's evening already. Hello, brother. Niroy. How are you, brother? No, no one is late today. I just started and I was talking about yesterday's price action. So I think you are not late. So just let me know you guys got the point. Whatever I was trying to tell all of, I mean, from the beginning of today's live streaming. Okay. So that is all for yesterday, and I will talk about the breaker block, right? So far you remember. Hi Blotoloto, how are you, brother? Mm, okay, so far I remember I talked about the breaker block, right? Okay, okay, okay. So if you remember, it has to trade above a old high. There should be a old high before here, and there should be some kind of fair value gap. This high has to trade any kind of fair value gap. Now how this high will trade this fair value gap, you have to follow the concept I have just described over here. When it will trade the fair value gap, just think this is the run. Okay, just think that this is the run, this run is this run. It has to respect that fair value gap, it has to respect. Okay, I mean, if you say it is telling you that this fair value gap will not hold the price, this one, okay, this, I just think this high will not stop inside this fair value gap price, I mean fair value gap. This breaker block is not valid. I mean, if you see this lower run, this is not valid, this breaker block is not valid. That means when it will trade the fair value gap above the old high, I'm just telling you the high, I mean the bearish breaker block, you will think vice versa. Okay, I mean the lower breaker block, when it will go to the fair value gap, it has to tell you that I would like to go low. How did it tell you that I would like to go low? Maybe it will retrace from the consequent encroachment, or maybe high of the fair value gap, but nobody will close above the fair value gap, or nobody will close above the consequent encroachment. Okay, your narrative is telling you now, new point, your narrative is telling you I am going lower. You have seen buy side has taken, you have got this high has traded a fair value gap, maybe from the consequent encroachment or at the high of the fair value gap. Okay, fake breakout, I'm not talking about that. You will go with the perfection. Okay, breakout, I really don't care. I mean, I am not concerned about the breakout right now. Like this one, this is fake breakout. So if you see this type of fake breakout, you will avoid the entry. Okay, because it is confusing for me, it is very confusing. So you just avoid the fake breakout. It has to reject from the fair value gap, consequent encroachment, or the high. Anyone, I will accept, okay. But your narrative has to tell you market will go low. Now, how do you know your narrative is telling you market will go low? Every time showing you how do you know that market will go low, okay. I will reply all of your comment, brother, but let me clear the breaker block first, then I will reply you, okay. So this breaker block, and I mean, I know guys, you will start to think I'm just adding more rules, but if you want perfection, I told you whenever I trade breaker block, it's near about 95% time it works, okay. So I actually marked the breaker block yesterday. You know why I'm marking over here. Yesterday I have already described when you will mark full length, when you will mark half or maybe on candle, okay. I'll just mark the full length. Now when you will see the breaker block has created over here, you saw all of this price action over here. Just think this one is not over there, okay. Just over here you saw this has happened. It has taken the buy side liquidity, it has traded the fair value gap, also rejected from the consequent encroachment. Nobody closed above the consequent encroachment or the fair value gap high. Nobody closed above the fair value gap high. Then it went little bit lower, and you saw maybe one candle or two candle rejected from the consequent encroachment. The consequent encroachment rejection must be happen. It has to happen. The consequent encroachment retracement has to happen, and this run has to leave the fair value gap, okay. The fair value gap, old fair value gap, okay. I am talking about the, or I should mark it, okay, otherwise you guys will confused. So this is the fair value gap. Let me mark the fair value gap from here. So this is the fair value gap, okay. This run has to leave the fair value gap. I mean, if you see this setup has happened inside this fair value gap, maybe it has rejected from the consequent encroachment. This is old fair value gap, okay. Just you are thinking, you are seeing like something like that, like this. This setup has happened like that way, okay. This is the old fair value gap. Forget this one. I will show this one later. Just forget. This is the old fair value gap, and this happened. This breaker is not valid. According to my opinion or my analysis, this one is not valid. Why? Because it went above to the consequent encroachment, rejected from there, but it has supported the low of the old fair value gap. This is valid fair value gap. Maybe this is the breakaway gap. Just think like that way. I'm just giving you general example. You have to write it down, and then later you have to think about that. You have to